what's up, guys? Back with another out of my crossing legs. Back with another episode. I guess it'd be episode. I don't know. I don't know what I call these things. Whatever they want to be. Anyways, back in another episode of my series of dissecting my lyrics for my mixtape Escape. Today we are doing none other than Distant. I've seen all the fakes and dismissed them. They reach for me, thank God I'm distant. They speak on me like I don't listen. Distant it's a deep song. Very introspective, I would say. One of, about I joke with my friends because they know I don't really do R&B like that. But I joke with my friends saying this is the closest thing to R&B that I'm ever gonna do. But no, it's a really good song, especially coming off of the seriousness of Escape. This is a deep song simply because it's a look at myself and people around me, and me just kind of starting out doing the whole self-promotion thing, and officially telling people that I'm a rapper. It becomes, kind of overwhelming. People trying to attack me from not necessarily attack, people trying to get stuff from me at all sides. The inspiration of the song, well, no, I couldn't even tell you necessarily the inspiration of the song other than just like life stuff, general life stuff. But I can definitely say, when I started writing this, first of all, I wrote most of this on the toilet, which I think is just like a really funny thing. I wrote it on, I was like taking a shit or whatever, and I was like, damn, I feel like it's distant, I wish I wasn't so distant. I was like, okay, I got the idea of feeling distant. All right, cool. No, I wrote this right after coming home from work, and I like made one of my friends mad at something. It was super stupid, but I just like felt really shitty about it. It was something so insignificant because it was about work shit. And if you ever work with your friends and like you get mad over work shit, it's just like, ugh, like you kind of feel shitty afterwards. But no, I went home and I wrote this while I was taking shit. Simple as that. Also, I think that's pretty evident when you listen to the song. Each of the hooks, choruses, whatever the hook, are different. It doesn't really repeat. Obviously, the melody repeats, but the lyrics don't. Adding a different, not necessarily, I guess not maybe not perspective, but a different feel to it each time. So without further ado, verse 1. Lately I've been hearing people's call for help. It's hard to tell. Think that my heart's for sale and they won't part my wealth. That's why I guard myself. It's unfortunate. The people I was tortured with and formed a clique feel like I owe them shit, going back and forth, now we arguing. Niggas think they special just cause they knew me when I was on their level. Now they want a medal. I stopped dealing with devils. I see my relationships and how they changed the switch. What is that? Change the switch. I went from this drained and shit to where I feel like I gained something. I mean, that's not my own lyrics. That's crazy. No, that first verse is a lot about not being able to trust people around me, even if they are my friends. Childhood sucks. It's kind of like, a lot of it is people will be like, oh, you rap? So do I. Yo, you help me out, I'll help you out. And I realized, like, yo, one, how are you helping me out? And the answer is, they really aren't. Second, like, alright, I help you out, but what does it look like if I help you out? Because our messages aren't the same. Like, not just our styles, but our purposes are not the same. And not to downplay whatever, anyone's art for, any sort of reason, but it's like, okay, you're rapping about, drugs, like literally, not even me just like, putting it all into one, category or whatever, but no, like literally rapping about how much weed you smoke and how many bitches you got that you really don't got, and you driving a Lambo. I'm like, dude, you take the bus to school. What the fuck are you talking about? you're not driving a Lambo right now, like, and it's people like really cap like that, and I'm not. That's not the type of thing that I personally vibe with, and I don't want that. I don't want to be associated with that. A lot of it's from people. A lot of it's like that, just trying to figure out who I can trust, and even people I thought I could trust, I really can't. It's just a lot of figuring out people now that they know that I rap, type of deal. And then at the end, I see my relationships, how they change and switch. Went from draining shit to where I feel like I gained something. Not just me, avoiding the bad people, but also finding good people as well. People that I do want to surround myself with. So there is a bit of a, like, okay, I found some good people, or at least, seeing good people. I've been around them long enough to be like, okay, no, these are genuine people. To where I got away from, like, the bad shit of it, the toxicity of certain people, and going towards positivity of others. And then the hook, chorus, whatever, I'm going to change through that so many times. I've seen all the fakes and dismissed them. They reach for me, thank God I'm distant. They speak on me like I don't listen. That's, again, people speaking on me like I ain't just heard you. Like, dog, are you really lying on my name right now? Like, I wasn't just talking to you? Like, make it make sense type of deal. Just seeing a whole bunch of fakers, liars, people that just front all the time. It's like, no, I've seen them, and I'm doing away with them. Like, I'm taking myself out of that equation. Second part, I'm hearing the best parts of living. I'm drifting, I fear I go missing. I wish I wasn't so distant. So the other side of being distant is, I feel like I'm kind of like away from people. When you seclude yourself from the bad people, sometimes you have a tendency to, at least maybe not everybody, but at least I do sometimes. I tend to, when I isolate myself from the bad people, I tend to isolate myself from the good people as well, which I know isn't great. It's just one of the things I'm working on. I just kind of just push everything back, push everything away from me. But I kind of see like, damn, I'm kind of missing things. Like with my friends that the friends that my day ones, A1s that I've grown up with, and I love those guys. Those guys are great. I feel like I've kind of just separated myself away from them, and I feel like I'm missing out. Type of deal. Verse 2. I should be distant, woefully, low-key, hopefully, because I hurt people close to me. That's how it goes. They're supposed to be my friends totally. We openly depend on each other vocally, but my emotions lead to ends. I like to think of myself as a very aware person. I realize that, I can kind of get in my own way sometimes when it comes to my emotions. And so, whether I say something wrong or I, say something I think is meant to be taken one way and it's taken the exact opposite way or just a way I didn't intend, I know I can be like, oh shit, fuck, I need to leave. Like I just need to leave. Like I just need to not be around because this is general embarrassment. This is just stupid embarrassment type of deal. They're supposed to be my friends vocally. We openly depend on each other, but my emotions lead to ends. It's just, again, my emotions, me acting without thinking type of deal. Sometimes I get too ahead of myself and I think with my heart and not with my brain. That becomes an issue sometimes because I'll just say things out of reaction and not actually think about what I said and what that means to the other person. I'll just kind of go for the gut, and it's not a good thing. And I know it isn't. It's just one of my flaws, which is I know I need to work on. Look at me getting on deep on my own songs, like a therapy session. Solely it's my fault. I know that it's my wrongs. Control over my thoughts. I want, but seems like I lost. I hide behind myself like camouflage, self-sabotage while I feel like I'm at odds when I write till my hands fall off. Again, just kind of me, I guess it'd be like some sort of self-pity type of deal. I I know that these are my mistakes. It's kind of me owning up to them to a degree. Like in person to the actual person that I do offend, I do apologize. You know, most times in that moment, or at least the next time I see him, it's like, hey, yo, I know I fucked up. I'm sorry. It's kind of like, you know, but it's like that kind of control that I want over my own thoughts and my own emotions that I want, but it seems like I don't have it sometimes, especially when it's like something so, I don't know, something so reactionary. I don't know if that's even the right word to use. It gets a rise out of me or whatever. So when I feel like that, and when it happens, I hide behind myself like camouflage. Duh. I self-sabotage my rights, so I feel like I'm in us. So I write to my hands full of, however that line goes. Like I'm not looking at the damn lyrics right here. No, I just kind of feel really off and really I just need to, whenever I'm writing, I feel like I'm supposed to feel better, but sometimes when I'm writing like that, I really don't. And I just really feel awkward about it. And it goes really great to the second hook, of course. Whatever. My pen is repenting my demons. I went and go deep in my feelings, regretting relentlessly screaming. So, like I said, I write, you know, the pen. I write to try to make myself, to have some sort of bearing about my feelings, about whatever it is that I am feeling in this particular situation. It's feeling embarrassed of and not being able to control my own emotions and bursting out and lashing out at people that I care about, and I fucking hate that, man. I just feel like, alright, maybe if I write, I'll feel better. Maybe this will be my, you know, cathartic release instead of saying the wrong thing. Not even necessarily bad things, it's just the wrong thing. Then I need to chill when I feel I'm the villain. I don't listen when my feels start to fill in. Maybe I should be more distant. So again, me going back to maybe I should be, you know, in a way to be more mindful, I should just kind of back off. And when I feel like I'm the villain, when I feel like, you know, when I'm, you know, beating myself up over a situation, I just need to take a step back and just literally be distant of myself and of my mind, just to be like, all right, back up, let's actually think for a second. Verse 3. Oh, that's corny as a motherfucker. Anyways. Can't lose out on the love that I have. I hate when I say, when I do, when I'm mad and I can't take it back. It's tragic when it happens, but I go to the panic instead of panicking, and I wear my mask again. So, again, this is me like, yo, I don't want to lash out at people and like, oh my God, these people hate me now. These are my friends. These people hate me now. Like, I just said the wrong thing, or I just made them mad at me, or whatever. Instead of being that kind of self-pity type feel and beating myself up over it. Just like, all right, let's just, again, go back to the pad, go back to writing, maybe I'll feel better. Instead of panicking and overthinking, I just release all that feeling, all that's going on in my head into writing. And then I wear my mask, and I go right back out and wear my mask again. The mask is something I've been, little tidbit. I make mentions of masks a few times, and I will keep making mentions of my mask, because it's, along with escape being so important to me actually start rapping, mask made me feel like I had purpose in rapping. My mask is, I mean, it's a pretty simple concept, it's nothing crazy, but until mask comes out, I'm gonna kind of keep it on the low. It's nothing crazy, that was my purpose for rapping, and that's why I knew I was like, okay, this is something I could really rap about. So I won't really go into too much detail about it, but yeah, go back and wear my mask again. I use my passion to trap the madness, same passion to react to backlash. The last thing I want to be is an outcast. Again, same feeling of not being, or keeping myself distant from my emotions, but I know that my emotions, it kind of get me to where I am. So again, it's kind of that duality, dichotomy, whatever. I'm scared to say I make mistakes, but I'm human, so why do I master shame? I made a lot, so please don't run away. Again, talking to my friends like, yo, I don't know, maybe and this is just me talking, but I put myself like, oh, I gotta say the right thing. I gotta, do all the right things and say the right things to the right people and do this mental, social gymnastics all the time. But then I'm like, wait, okay, let me just be human for a little bit. But if I'm human being vulnerable, just don't run, please. Like, that'd be great. Yeah, just, if I'm being vulnerable, just take it in stride. Just let me be me for just a second. Again, asking kind of me trying to open up. Ouch. And then finally, last hook. I've been in my bag for a minute. I asked, don't think of me different. I'll only feel more distant. Again, the type of deal of, hey, don't run up. Like, if I'm showing you, if I'm opening up to you, if I'm being vulnerable with you, don't run away. I know I've kind of been like, kind of downer, in my bag for a minute. And I've been feeling kind of in that kind of depressive mode. I'm mad I just said that. I just asked you, don't think of me any different. Because I'm trying to do this mental act of being me and also being perfect. Which I'm not perfect. I know that. But when I'm talking to people, I feel like I have to be. I don't want to feel like the villain. I don't want to feel like the victim. I don't want to feel like I'm distant. Again, at one hand, playing with the duality of wanting to be distant and not wanting to be distant, and then feeling like the victim, and then feeling like the villain. Victim of myself, and then villain to other people. I don't want to feel like any of that, so I just don't want to feel any of those. I just want to be me without having to think too hard about saying the right and wrong thing. Yeah, I think, again, playing off the seriousness of and depth of Escape, having this come right after kind of, again, puts you in the mood to think. And instead of, trying to be relatable and about how I became a rapper, this is me trying to be relatable and being open and vulnerable about me. And I guess that would be like, what, social anxieties or whatever? I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I don't know these things. I just hear about them on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know. But yeah, that's it, honestly. Like, that's the whole song. Again, it's weird because I wrote a lot of this on the toilet, but you never know when inspiration's gonna strike. As I was, I was just thinking. Felt like a thinking man, literally in this position, thinking about lyrics and ways to get out of my own head about what happened literally that day. I wrote this song and maybe so that I started writing right when I got home and apparently took a shit. And that next day, maybe the day after, it was finished. Because I had so much, feeling about it. And because it's a shorter song, or at least, it felt like a shorter song, I was able to just get everything I wanted out there a lot easier. So yeah, that's the end of Distant. Next is, what is next? I don't know my own track list. I'm not bad. I just don't know. Next is Chasing. Ooh. Yeah, no. Yeah. Stay tuned for Chasing. Chasing was a fun one. Chasing was fun.